And we'll start with the president. Barack Obama says Congress has the ability to act immediately, specifically the Texas delegation, to address the wave of unaccompanied minors coming over the border from Mexico into the United States.
The challenge is Congress prepared to act, to put the resources in place to get this done? Another way of putting it, and I said this directly to the governor, is, are folks more interested in politics or are they more interested in solving the problem? This isn't theater. This is a problem. I'm not interested in photo ops. I'm interested in solving a problem.
We'll talk a little bit about photo ops coming up later in the program. President Obama spoke in Dallas after meeting Wednesday with Governor Rick Perry and other officials about those unaccompanied minors entering the country by the thousands illegally every day. He says Perry raised 4 areas of concern and made suggestions. And if Congress passes his emergency funding request, which they'll be talking about today on Capitol Hill, $3.7 billion, the government will have the resources to take care of some of the steps that Perry recommended. As for Congress, Republicans blame the president for the immigration mess.
It is a disaster of the president's own making. It is a disaster that is the direct consequence of President Obama's lawlessness.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz joined some other senators from border states to address the problem on the floor of the Senate yesterday. The Obama administration expects as many as 80,000 unaccompanied minors to cross the border into the U.S. this year alone. So how do some of the Americans near those border states feel about the immigration issue? Activists in Los Angeles launched a phone call campaign to urge President Obama not to deport children. The L.A. executive director of the Coalition for Humane Immigration Rights had this to say.
What we know is we cannot deport them back to the violence that they're fleeing from.
Well, Salas also says she blames Republicans for trying to exploit the immigration border crisis for political gain. Now on to Benghazi. There's newly revealed testimony from top military commanders regarding the U.S. response to the attack on September 11, 2012. The commanders believe that the perpetrators of a second attack on a CIA complex were most likely different than the ones who attacked the diplomatic mission the night before. The second attack showed clear military training, according to those commanders. The first suspect, Abu Khatallah, was brought to the United States to stand trial on terrorism charges. 4 Americans, including Ambassador Chris Stevens, of course, died in those attacks. Meantime, John McCain seems pretty disgruntled about Obama's leadership. Appearing on Fox News Channel's The O'Reilly Factor, McCain lashed out.
I have never seen the world in more turmoil than it is today across the Middle East. Challenges from China, this situation on our own border. I have never encompassed and never imagined that there would be such a lack of positive American leadership, and the consequences are horrendous.
And McCain also added that President Obama should visit the border and thank the border workers who are doing their jobs there and compliment them on the work they are doing. Meantime, over in Iraq, Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel warning that ISIS extremists should not be underestimated. ISIS may not appear to be an imminent threat to the United States, he said, but it is a threat to the United States. It is a clear threat to our partners in the area, and it is imminent. Chuck Hagel there. About 650 U.S. troops have been sent to Iraq, adding to the 100 already there to protect the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad and other diplomatic facilities, as well as to assess the security situation, the Hill reports. And the fierce fighting continues in Israel and the Gaza Strip. Israel dramatically escalated its assault against Hamas militants in Gaza Thursday, hitting hundreds of targets. A military spokesman said more than 300 Hamas targets were struck, focusing on underground tunnel networks and rocket launching sites.